Nanda from Heart and Soul Productions, and I'm really obliged and honored that you guys are here. And this is our debut. This is the first time we have organized Talk of the Town. This may we bring the most unique and legend of Sydney, Mr. Avijit Sarkar. Thank you, sir. And now I call our moderator, Dr. Shailja Chandra. She is a great writer. She is a singer. Sustainability के ऊपर काम करती हैं. रेडियो चलाती हैं. Voice of India, गीतमाला. आप सुनते हैं इनको हर संडे को.
हाँ जी. Good evening.
Looking dapper.
Am I?
Yes. And flamboyant.
हाँ जी.
एक हैट और होती तो showman भी लगते थे.
खैर अब है नहीं तो क्या करें?
Actually, you already wear dozens of hats. You don't need another one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not singing, you're painting. When you're not painting, you're probably producing some of these cartoons. When you're not doing that, you're dabbling into puppetry, or writing a book, or being a dad or granddad or a great husband. So, we'll come to that.
I'll qualify that. A husband, yes.
So I want to ask you, suppose अभी quest की lift की तरफ आप बढ़ें और lift में you get stuck with I don't know, one of your idols. How would you like to be known as?
For somebody who knows me or who doesn't know me?
Who doesn't know you?
Who doesn't know me? Well, I'm just another human being. Mike bhai, I've got nothing special in me, to be honest. मैं किसी का गुरुदेव नहीं. मैं तो I would like to be known as a good human being. So sometimes in a week I used to do 5, 6, 8 concerts a week. I used to do. I've done 5 concerts a day to keep myself in queue.
Okay. So you enjoyed it?
I did, because I enjoyed music, you see.
Yeah.
You see. And when you're young, Jawani mein, you love that little bit people clapping for you. And, oh man, this is nice.
That you said that because I had a question about recognition. You always maintain, Nataraj Academy के कई लोग हमारे यहाँ पे हैं, and you always talked about how an artist should not, perform or create for claps and recognition. But as you said, at some point we all get affected by that, and we all want to perform for claps.
And that applause is the downfall of every artist.
Okay, so when did you sort of abandon, that attachment with recognition or claps?
It depends upon the age. So as I grew up, when you're in teens, there are 500 people clapping for you every time. You love it, don't you?
Yeah.
But soon you realize that curtain ends with that final curtain drop. That's it. Nobody knows you after that.
What's the final curtain?
Well, the final curtain is when the curtain drops on the concert. Nobody wants to know you. The entertainment is gone. For that evening, the life is finished. And that final curtain drops without notice. Remember my words. It will suddenly fall on your head and you say, that's it. That's the end of me. Before that happens, it's good to realize that applause is just a little thing in life. What you achieve in art, what you create, that's much more important than all the applause of the world. Trust me.
But you have to go through that cycle.
You have to go through that cycle.
To realize it yourself, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. You have to.
शामें कैसे गुजरती थी? And I want to just bring out, गुरु और फैमिली से बाहर कुछ दोस्तों की अगर बात करें, कोई ऐसा हो जिसने कि आपको उधार दिया हो पैसा जिसका अभी तक लौटा नहीं?
Sometimes I used to be hungry for a few days. He used to look at me and said, "You've not eaten for a few days, isn't it?" I said, "No, I haven't really. Hadn't had a decent meal." So he used to give me 5, 10 rupees. And of all the things I have got in this world now, whatever little, I still remember those 5 rupees.
Yeah, it's a heartwarming story.
Always.
When was that moment, if you can remember, when you realized that you were not meant to be ordinary, that you were meant to be an artist, and that you were meant to look at this world differently?
I felt that a long time ago, since I was little. And my mother says, she used to always tell her friends that before I started talking, I started drawing. That's what she used to say. We didn't have money, you see, so I used to draw on the floor. We had concrete, old Indian homes used to have concrete floors and stuff like that. So all that my parents could afford is buy me some chalk. So whole day she said I was about 2 years old, and I used to draw entire scenarios on the floor. That's what I did the whole day.
Wow. Yeah.
The other one is called Wicked. Right? It is a reflection of humanity. What you see is not always true about human beings. Every human being, everybody, has the evil and the wicked side.
Yep, the yin and the yang. And
Yep, it is. So that was my depiction.
आपके कार्टून्स
हाँ जी.
के बारे में बात करते
हाँ
हैं
जी,
एंड सब में एक weighty question है, like heavy weight question है and of course कई मुद्दे आपने उठाए हैं अपने कार्टून्स के जरिए से and you've drawn satires on, as I said, weighty and smelly issues, particularly in relation to Indian community and it is indeed an artist's prerogative to comment and offer a way of looking at things differently. I wanted to ask you this question and I must admit that it is based on I would say observation or complaint from some of the people who may or may not be here today that you're not particularly fond of Indian community. But I don't want an answer on that. My question is very different. The question is...
Let me expand on it. To be honest, I thrive, my works, at least my music, the other stuff is not really. My music thrives on Indian community. And I'll always be grateful for the support they have had for me in the last 30 years. That's on the music side. As an audience, they come and they appreciate whatever little I do. And that's great for me. However, there are, and look, I need to say things frankly.
Absolutely.
Most of you are friends, so you're not going to beat me up, isn't it? So I need to thank, and the fact is, it's not only about Indian community. I have problems with certain behavioral aspects, certain social aspect of the Indian community, and I think it's time that they get their house in order. There are a lot of things. My cartoons are a reflection of society. When you have some time, stand in front of those cartoons and find out if you're there in there or not. Not you per se, but your personality. That's what I want you to look at. Have a look. Think deep. But I love observing people. I have been chastised. I've been really, because I even find funerals very funny sometimes, to be honest with you. But that's the way I am.
That's the second
yeah.
side of the coin,
Yeah.
There's always, with grief, there's sense of humor.
Indeed, in every
I
grief
think
there is
it's
a bit of humor.
wicked, but
Yeah,
there's
there
always
is.
poignancy with humor, right?
But I am an observer of humanity.
Yeah.
So people are sitting in front of me, and it's an old habit. I observe, I remember. So I look at you, I'll remember your expression.
The front row seaters, be
It's
aware.
not really.
You're going to be in the next cartoon.
Yeah, there are a few audiences like that. Yeah.
So ये जो collective habits, collective customs, rituals, इस सब पे आप draw करते हैं. And as you said, there's things that of course we need to probably bring on the corrective path. But कुछ अच्छा भी होगा वो आपके
जरूर.
observations क्या हैं?
Do you want me to say what are good things about the community?
Yeah, yes.
Well, there are a lot of. I think there are a lot of good things about the community.
जी.
One is the worst thing about our communities, and this is not only about Indian but all ethnic communities, that we have got this bad habit of splitting ourselves up via caste, creed, and religion. That should not happen. Okay, we are one people here. But we have got good points. We have got good points because our friendships are very strong. I've seen, and I have seen of course, the main thing, our families are very strong. That is the huge thing I find. And a lot of us, not only me or you, but there are many people who have flourished, who've done so well, and they don't acknowledge it. But most of the time, it's because of the family support that they are allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
I'll give you my example. All art, if art doesn't have patronage, you're finished, you're dead. In the olden times, kings used to be the patron of arts. They used to have in the court dancers and court artists and court singers. Patronage is very important. If art doesn't have patrons, art is dead, in my opinion. I am lucky. I've got a patron at home. Not many people have that, you know that. I think I'm extremely lucky that she's a patron. She knows, and she's the one who's told me, like, there came a time, she said, stop working and do what you do the best. So I did that. Now, not many people have that opportunity. I do have. I must acknowledge. All art needs patronage. It's very, very important. And our communities do give patronage.
Yeah.
They do.
True.
Yep.
The turnout here
absolutely.
is a
And
testimony
we should
of
be
that.
grateful. People like we should be
Absolutely.
grateful for that. For that.
There's a rapid fire round coming up, okay, towards the later half.
Sure.
I want to ask you what you're drinking there.
No, can I just say something? May I make a comment if you don't mind?
Please.
अरुण जी मैं समझा था ये पानी है.
आपके छूते ही वो पानी कुछ और बन गया.
But many thanks and cheers to you. Yeah? So, okay.
There's a little bit of music as well later on for those who think if Avijit ji is here, why we won't have music. So that will be happening as well. And some very interesting Bollywood memoirs that we want to touch upon. But there's, of course, a few things to go before that. Just taking a little bit of serious turn into the conversation, talking about your worldviews and your views as an artist, one of the elements of our collective existence that you have very strong views on, that you have expressed through your pen, is the question of faith and religion and God.
Yes.
You don't believe in God, and of course there has been evolution. You said you turned into an agnostic, and then now you're an atheist. So something happened, and
Yes.
so what was that? What happened?
Well, since I was young, I have this habit of questioning things. Still don't. I never follow mindlessly. I don't follow masses mindlessly. Just because 200 people tell me something, I don't accept it.
They say that if you follow masses, the M slowly starts to become silent.
Yes. Yep. Yep. I didn't say that, ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay.
I said that.
Okay. But I always had this habit of questioning things. Why and how and why should it be? Just because 50 people tell me, and I go back home and think, no, I need to think about this. This is how I became an agnostic. I started questioning the validity of human existence at a very young age. And then certain things happened and that pushed me over the edge. And I came to a point where I had really no faith. I have faith in humanity, for sure. But other than that...
What was that thing?
Well, there are a few things that happened in life. One was that when Palu was struck down by breast cancer, and it led me to think a lot about life as a whole and what is life. And today we are happy human beings, and tomorrow morning we are gone, or somebody is gone, or somebody is afflicted with a disease which doesn't have a cure, really, to be honest. And led me to think, and that thought really, and I was pushed over the edge long before that, but that sort of said, and she was a very devout, she had faith, and she would do a little, what she does, all the stuff. But she had faith, and I said, if there was, and she's extremely generous, she's done a lot of charity, and but then I thought, if things can happen to her, I really question now the validity of faith.
So you said you were pushed over the edge. Most of us, when we are pushed over the edge, who have certain faith, will call out to someone, something,
Sure.
Vaheguru,
Sure.
Ya Allah,
Yeah,
just subconsciously it comes out. आपके साथ कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि इस समय when you are an atheist, but कुछ ऐसा निकल आता है, कोई मंत्र आप पढ़ने लगते हैं जब आप low point से गुजर रहे?
No, never.
So where do you find that strength from? That people draw from their faith?
I find the strength within myself. It's there within me. I just have to look for it. So I've gone through worst cases, and this is the case. When she was out there in the hospital, and I sat there, and I don't need to. I just drew my strength from within myself.
I know you have called yourself an outlier or an social outcast, and you said, I don't like, to be in conventional social scenarios and all that. But yet you have a formidable following and popularity that is unmatched. And I think you have a certain magnetism and charisma that most people, and probably, if I can say, I've heard things that especially women can't resist.
Ladies and gentlemen, May I
Please
have
explain.
some quiet in this room, please? Yeah? All right. One thing at a time.
ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हम सब लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं आज सैटरडे को शाम को दिल से घबराता है निकल के जाना है कि सोशल एनिमल्स हैं हम
Zarur. Absolutely.
How do you deal with your sense of belongingness and you being a social species as well?
I'm not really a socially motivated person. I'm using simple and light words for myself, but then I'm not really a socially motivated person. This personally, me, that I don't like huge gatherings, I don't like too much of noise. I like to socialize sitting around a table having a good drink, something like that. First of all, in Sydney needs quality in show business. There are hundreds and hundreds of concerts running every week. And here I must say, what Arun Nanda and Heart and Soul Production have done is to bring quality to the forefront. There is no doubt in my mind about it.
Big round of applause for that.
There's no doubt. I'll tell you why. But experience, if the audience is paying, then you should not be experimenting in that audience, in front of that audience.
किसी ने कहा था मुझे, I think someone in the audience, I won't name them, कि ऐसे मामलों में exit पे टिकट लगना चाहिए.
हाँ बोले somebody had told me you should have a concert where the entry fee is $1, exit fee is $50, and that is where you make your money, unfortunately.
Let's shift gears here now.
Can I come back to that woman thing that you said? Women like it? Yeah. I need to come back to it. I said, hang in there because I see some people biting their nails. I don't know what he's going to say. You know. So all right, let me. It's like this, and I'll tell you the psyche of both the audience and the performer. It's very important, very interesting stuff. When I'm singing or when somebody's singing a good song, they bring back memories, emotions in people. That's what our job is, to bring back emotions. Now, if there is a lady there or a girl or whatever, a lady and a girl, I'm just differentiating here. So, somebody you see crying, there are two sides of the story here. As a performer, the psyche of the performer is, अरे लड़की रो रही है तो मेरे पे मरती है यार. That's not right. What your song has done is to imbibe that emotion. Maybe she remembered something. And the other way is a lady singing and a man crying. It's possible, isn't it? It is. Men usually say, "Hum rote nahi hai yaar." But men do cry. So from the psyche of the performer, look, I'll tell you, I have had, especially in my younger days, in college days, I've had audiences, many of them females, they used to come in, and female audiences, and I used to see some girls crying when I sang. या तो मेरे दोस्त मिलते थे कैंटीन में दूसरे दिन, अरे बोले यार कॉन्सर्ट किया कल तो रो रही थी, क्या बात है.
I wanted to ask both Annie and Paluji, one thing that you absolutely love about him and one thing not so much.
One thing I hate about you.
She's starting with that.
And ladies and gentlemen, the previous was the daughter, this is the wife. If you know that. Yeah, that's the difference. First I'll ask my granddaughters, do you know this song? एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले.
बॉलीवुड से आपके क्लोज क्वार्टर्स में आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है, जैसे आपने कहा कई लोगों से मिले हैं. Every time I play a आंधी number or a गुलजार आरडी आशा किशोर लता number, I always, and I think I'm repeating myself, I always say that this क्या moment रहा होगा जब वो magic create किया इन लोगों ने. And you have been inside that moment a few times.
Yes, few times.
Share with us.
I have seen Kishore Kumar sit here, Asha Bhosle sit there, R.D. Burman sitting there with the harmonium, teaching them a song, and I'm just sitting here and listening.
Wow.
very lucky. I think I must thank my stars for that. What quality.
कितने आदमी थे?
हाँ जी, कितने आदमी थे. हाँ जी. अमजद खान.
क्या
yes.
कहा उन्होंने? Nargis.
Yes.
वो बताइए.
There was
It's
a big,
very rare, you know,
very
to hear
rare.
about Nargis and yeah.
There was a concert I was called to sing, and I used to be a drummer at that time. So I was called to sing and do a bit of drumming. So filmy gaane the purane. In that song you had everybody. It was a huge area. There were 30,000 people in the audience, and Amitabh Bachchan was there, and lo and behold Rekha was there. Nawazuddin Siddiqui. अब उसको acting कहते हैं, बाकी सब ठीक ठाक है. Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Nasruddin Shah, Om Puri, इनको actor कहते हैं. This is the studio. Yeah, so this is the microphone. Now this is the final recording, जिसके हजारों करोड़ों लोग सुनेंगे इसको. This is the studio microphone. वो ऐसे बैठे हैं, बैठ के यहाँ पे पान की भी है, वो he is eating पान है. और मैं I know what this, and you're thinking, I'm sitting there and thinking he's going to miss his cue because the music is coming. There are 60-70 musicians playing at that time, you know, playing. और he's sitting there बैठा. आशा भोसले का लाइन है, वो गा रही है तो ये बैठे हुए पान दबा रहा है वो. झूठा जगरैन बसरा साचा दर्द मेरा मृग तृष्णा समोह पिया नाता मेरा पिरा नैना जो सांझ ख्वाब देखते थे नैना बिछड़ के आज रो दिए हैं क्यों. इसको फॉल्सेटो कहते हैं.
इसके बिना योडलिंग नहीं होती.
इसके बिना योडलिंग नहीं बनती. So if you want to do yodeling, you have to first get your falsettos right. That octave switch. It's all about matter of the mind. कि mind क्या सोचता है, what they think, what they see. कि रखा यहाँ पे कहाँ चले गया, क्यों कैसे आ गया.
Right. Okay. We have.
मनवीर जी बताएं.
एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है आपके लिए. मुझे बड़ा मुश्किल लगता है लेकिन आप मल्टीफैसेटेड आर्ट करते हैं. सो दो क्वेश्चंस हैं. एक तो ये है कि व्हाट इज़ आर्ट सिंपली, एंड सेकेंडली व्हेन डू यू थिंक एन आर्टिस्ट इज सक्सेसफुल? जब उसके पास में बहुत सारी रिकग्निशन हो जाए या वैन गॉग की तरह कोई पेंटिंग भी ना बेच पाए.
ओके, सो आपके पास 5 सेकंड हैं
For each answer.
For each answer. Who was your first celebrity crush? What's the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager and then as 40 plus or 50?
Well, this is a teenager.
What's the very silly thing that you're afraid of? Who's your favorite Indian community leader?
No one.
आपके co-singers.
हाँ जी.
Who's your most favorite or best singer you think? Srijani Dan, Pushpa Jagdish,
Yes.
Rachna Bhatnagar,
हाँ जी,
Rucha
हाँ जी.
Lange. Okay, tell us
है ना?
tell us a lie that you've recently, एकदम fresh out of the oven, told someone. One thing you do that drives your family absolutely crazy. Who's your favorite social media personality in Sydney? One word to describe Paluji.
Strict.
One embarrassing moment.
प्लेटफॉर्म गिर रहा है तो मैं तो ठीक था, मैं बैठा था, मैं ऐसे ऐसे बजा रहा था उसको है. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये हो गया कि तबले वाला तो क्रॉस लेग बैठता है और वो ये प्लेटफॉर्म ऐसा हो गया तो तबले उसके ऊपर आ गए. और इंडिया में आप गाना बंद नहीं कर सकते हो. आप गाना बंद करोगे तो पैसे वापस मांगेंगे लोग. तो मैं तो खड़े खड़े ऐसे कॉन्गो बजा रहा था. तो मैंने काम चला लिया. अब तबले वाला वो तबले बजा रहा है ऐसे, क्योंकि वो one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Yes.
3 things you must do every day.
Curse. I curse a lot.
Morning?
Morning, evening, may I curse people, I curse society. It's a standard, stock standard stuff.
Okay, what's the second
She
thing?
has to stop me sometimes. She says, stop whinging.
Your favorite drink?
Scotch.
That's finished. Which language do you think in? Okay, last question. Out of your thousands of concerts, one worst concert and one best.
We picked up whatever we could. The keyboard player was playing keyboard with that stand in the front. Ki ko patthar na hai.
Well, thank you so much. It was a
You're
great
very
pleasure
welcome.
talking
You're
to
very
you.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
एक मजेदार गाना
Thank you
सुना
so
दो,
much, sir.
अरुण जी. मेरे दफ्तर में एक लड़की है, नाम है राधिका, वो मुझ पर जान छिड़कती है,
वाह भाई वाह, वो मुझ पर जान छिड़कती है, वाह भाई वाह। मेरे दफ्तर पे एक लड़की है, नाम है राधिका, वो मुझ पर जान छिड़कती है, वाह भाई वाह।
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
with a smile on your face and memories of Radhika floating around, I think the dinner is calling you again. And thank you once again for being a lovely audience.
On this
Lovely
note,
audience.
I thank you everyone once again. Thanks a lot. Dinner is ready. Please help yourself.